Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're using the great free Brain Addons plugin for the Divi theme, and we're going to add a contact form with contact form 7 and style it. Now you may ask, why would you need to add a form plugin? Divi comes with a great form plugin. Yeah, it does, and it is great, but you can add a lot more functionality with a third-party form, such as a file upload button and things like that. And Contact Form 7 is absolutely free. So let's get started. Like I say, I'm using Brain Addons here today, which is absolutely free. You can download it from this link. I'll put it below the video. Just hit the download free button, activate and install. Okay, well, let's go to our dashboard. I'll show you first how to install Contact Form 7. I've already got mine installed here. Simply go to your plugins, hit add new, and in the search panel over here, type contact form. And it's the first one that pops up. Contact Form 7. As you can see, they got 5+ million active installs, which is pretty good, and almost 2,000 reviews there. So when you're happy, hit activate. Yours will say install now if you've not got it installed. Hit install now and then hit activate once it's installed. Once it's activated, you're going to see a little envelope icon and the word contact in your menu here. Let's go over to that. And we'll add a new form. We'll give it a name. Now this might look a bit strange, but it's really easy. Basically what we've got here is a label, and the label's your name, text, field, end of label, your email, end of label, etc., etc. And if you want to add one, let's add a telephone number in between. Let's copy your label right here. And we'll use it, or you can just type it out however you like to do it. Put in the name of the field you're putting in. Drop down one. And we'll put it in a telephone. There we go. You can make it required if you want to, but I'm happy to leave it as is. A lot of people don't like to put their telephone number in there, and that's inserted that in there for us. Now we need to close out the label here. It's very important. Copy the closing label tag there and just put it after your field there. And let's add a file upload button as well. Exactly the same thing. I'm just copying the label right here and going to put my own in. Drop down one, and let's add a file upload button. Now here you can choose the size limit if you want, like 4,000 bytes, 4 megabytes, whatever size you want. You can put acceptable file types in here if you want, like JPEG, PNG, text file, Word doc, whatever. I'm going to leave mine just on the default settings right here. When you're ready, insert the tag. There it is. And again, very important, put the closing label in there. Alright, so when you're happy, let's move on to the next one. Now by default, it's going to send it to the site admin email. That's the email address that you used when you set up your WordPress site here. The next field, messages, is what happens when they send the form. And you can change these, but the generic ones seem to work pretty well. There's error messages if they don't fill out fields, etc., and success messages for when they do send it. Additional settings, you can add custom code snippets here if you wish. Okay, when you're happy, let's save. And let's go at our page and pop it in there. I'm going to refresh this page so that it finds that form. If I don't refresh the page, it won't see the new form that we created. And I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. I'm simply going to delete this whole row. Okay, let's add a new section. I'll make it a regular section. I'm going to add a row with one single column in it. It's going to prompt us to add a module. Light grey ones are all the modules that come with Divi as standard, plenty to make any sort of site. When you add the free Brain add-ons, you get another 20 or so of these blue ones right here, and there's some great additions here. They really are for a free plugin. It is fantastic. And the one we want, Brain CF7 styler, contact form 7. So we're going to click on that. We've already built our form. So if you want to show the heading of the form, ours was called form demo. I'm not going to do that. If you want to put a heading in, just add a text module, put a custom heading in, I recommend, but that's entirely up to you. Here we can select a form. Ours was called contact demo. There it is, it's put it in. I mean, that's not a bad looking form. It's pretty similar to the actual Divi ones itself. But the good thing about this will enable us to style it pretty much any way we want. So I don't want a background or a link or an admin label. Let's go straight over to our design. And in the common, we've got a form background. Like I say, I don't want to put a background in. If you do, there's a background then. Obviously you want to add some spacing, but I'm going to leave mine just as it is. As I've not got a background, I don't need to put any padding in there. If you do, just put it in there. If you want to make your button at the bottom there, let's go down a little bit full width. You can do so like that. Form header, I've not included that, but if you wanted to style it, this is where it would be. Now here's our form text. Field text, something like that, no file chosen. You can change the font styles. I'm sure you know by now, if you watch any of my other videos, Divi has a huge amount of fonts, hundreds, literally hundreds of fonts. And if you go in here and hover over one, it'll show you an example of what that font's going to look like. I'm just going to leave mine on the default here. Might change the color to blue just for fun. You can make the field text size bigger or smaller here. I'm going to leave these settings pretty much alone, but obviously you're going to want to style these for yourself. So moving on to our fields down below, you can give your fields a background color if you want, and if you want to make it a lot paler or opaque, just go in there. That's a hex code. To make it more opaque or take the opacity down, just add 2 numbers on the end. You can go from 00 to 99, 00 being absolutely transparent, 99 being almost solid blue like that. So let's say 10, and that'll be a real pale blue. And of course, like any other Divi modules, if you hit the little add color buttons on the bottom there, it'll give you a color palette to choose from, and you can choose whatever color you want. Okay, moving on down. Form field spacing bottom. For me, this is a little too spread out. I mean, it's okay, but for me it's a little too much. So I'm going to take mine down a little bit. Just tighten these up a little, something like that. Fantastic. Moving back up, I forgot to mention this, the form text. We did the field, the actual labels themselves. If you move over to this tab here, you can style those individually as well. Do that. Let's make them capitalized. There we go. And we're not using placeholders. Placeholders are the text that actually appears within a box. We're not using those, but if you wanted to style your placeholders, you could do that right there. Okay, let's move on back down. We've done the fields, or done most of the fields. Let's go in there. You can have an active border color. So the active is the one that you're actually clicked on. So if we were to make that blue for apps, if I click on it, it should now have a blue border. There we go. If you want to round off your corners, same as everything else, you can do that here. Let's say give it 5 pixels. Again, just put in the number, it'll put in the pixels for you. If you've got this chain linked, it'll do all 4 at once. And you can just do top, right, bottom, left individually if you want to. And here's the field border color if you want to change that. Radio and checkboxes, we're not using any of those, so this is pretty irrelevant at the moment, but you can enable custom styles here if you are using them. And we're going down now to our submit button, the button right here. If you want to use a custom style, just flip that to on. Text size is fine to me. Let's make the button background the same color as our text there. And we'll do the same for the border down below, make it the same color. Now if you want to set a hover state, different color when they hover over it, common to most Divi modules, if you hover over the button background here, some icons will pop up. Hit the little arrow if there is one, and it'll let you define a desktop state when your mouse is not on it, and a hover state when your mouse is on it. Let's make that purple, and we'll do the same thing for the border. This will look a bit crazy if we don't do that. There we go, and we've got purple when they hover over it. Flip it back to desktop to see it in desktop mode. Okay, again, if you want to give it a border radius, slide or type in a value here, and you can up and down it with the little arrows at the side. Letter spacing is fine. Again, the font, I'll leave it just as it is. Don't want any text shadow really. Now button margins are going to push it up or down. For instance, if I give it 20 on the top, it'll push it down below the choose file button. You see it gives it more gap there. Perhaps if I make it 50, it'll show you a bit better. There we go. But I'm pretty happy with the default. And as with most things, if you put a setting in here that you don't like, simply to delete it, and it'll return to the default value for you. Now padding is actually going to make that button fatter or wider. For instance, let's put in 15 pixels top and bottom. Again, I'm just putting in the 15, it's putting in the pixels. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. And let's say put 25 in left and right. And that's made our button grow. And obviously put a bit of box shadow in if you want to lift it off the page a little bit. Okay, and we're pretty much happy. Well, I'm pretty much happy with that. So let's save our settings. We'll save the page right here. Save draft.publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. Let's go on down to where we were. And there we go. We got a nice looking little Contact 7 form there. And that's a great little feature. Like I say, Divi's got a great form, but if you want to add functionality such as a choose file, upload file button, and things like that, you can do it with the free Contact 7. And once again, we were using the free brainaddons.com. I'll put this link down below. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.